Our championship game is coming up next. We have Divide County going up against Edinburg. The Spartans of Edinburg have not lost a basketball game this year on the court. Of course, they had to forfeit one time, but other than that forfeit, they have no losses. So actually, on the court, they haven't lost a game, and they can be so dominating.
Oh, dominating. When you talk about dominating, you talk about Scott Goldseth. 43 points last night, and that's not nearly the most important statistic on him.
That's right.
He did so many other things. And on the other side, Divide County, a group of very, very tough-minded kids and well-balanced. You got a guy inside there,
Molander, yep,
who's gone against two Mr. Basketball candidates. He'll get his third tonight.
That's right. And then outside, I think if Rob Stefanowicz has a good game, the Maroons could really be right in the thick of this game tonight. I think they will be anyway, but he could be a key for them. He had a great first game.
On the court now, getting set for this state championship, Divide County and Edinburg. Both teams have the fan support. Jim Olson, who's going to win this game?
Ah, boy, you're going to put me on the spot like that.
Why not? I don't have to say anything.
I think that Edinburg will win if Goldseth is able to get the ball. If he's able to get, say, 18 to 20 shots off, then I think that Edinburg will win. If Divide County can deny him the ball effectively, I think they can win it, especially if Rob Stefanowicz has a good game.
I think if anybody can beat Edinburg this year, it would be Divide County, the way they're playing right now.
A great matchup, and we talked about it earlier. Edinburg hasn't lost a game on the court. Speaking of Edinburg and Goldseth, Scott Goldseth, of course, last night scored 43 points. If you add that to his 25 he had on the first night, he's at 58, and unofficial 68. And unofficially, he is just 36 points away from a tournament record, which is held by Gary Bakken of Cooperstown in 1966. He scored 103 points during that tournament in 1966. Some of our hard-working camera people right there, you can see. And so tonight, if Goldseth could get 36, that apparently would give him the record for most points in a tournament.
Okay, well, the stage is pretty much set then. Let's go over to Tom and Greg, the two best experts I know of.
Oh, boy. When are these guys ever going to quit that stuff?
Such a cards, huh?
Well, I will agree with them on one thing. I think this is going to be a dandy matchup, Greg.
You know, you talked about last night, maybe Divide County is the best team that can match up with Edinburg, and I agree with you there, because if you get the Stefanowicz back into the ball game, Rob was kind of quiet last night after a great opening round game, but if he comes back in and puts his average in around 15 to 18 points to get Devin to get from three-point land again, I think Divide County has a great chance of walking away with the title.
Well, you look at some numbers here, and this tells you why these clubs are here. The Maroons, 48 of 99 from the field in this tournament, 31 of 43 from the free throw line. That's pretty impressive. On the other hand, Edinburg, 53 of 100 from the field, so they're shooting better than 50%, and 26 of 39 from the free throw line.
Excellent averages for both teams, and just Scott Goldseth's numbers alone is frightening.
Yeah, they are. Goldseth, of course, as we touched on with his 43-point performance last night and the night before 25. And, you know, we didn't talk about rebounds. He's had 13 rebounds both nights, 26 rebounds in two nights. And how about the block shots, the steals, the assists? We could go on and on.
I talked to him last night, and I asked how important is his block shot during the game, and he says he prides himself on his block shots. Last week at the state Class A, we ran into a fellow by the name of Chris Gardner, who had 36 block shots during the regular season, and he must have had 15 to 18 during the tournament, and he was talking about Gardner. But also, you have to think of Scott Goldseth when you talk about the king of block shots.
Well, and really, defense, I think, is what's going to win the ball game. Divide County put that press on Glen Ullin yesterday, and that's why they won with some outstanding defense. And meanwhile, you talked about Goldseth with his intimidation factor, and I think that's why Hillsborough isn't here. And then against Hankinson, same story. He's just such a looming figure out there.
Excellent. We're going to turn over to the public address announcer, Rig Olson, with the starting lineups.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the 1988 State Class B Championship Basketball game. The participants are the Edinburg Spartans and the Divide County Maroons. Here are the starting lineups. At the guards for Edinburg, a 5'11 junior, number 11, Keith Gudmundson. For Divide County, a 5'7 senior, number 10, Kevin Tomty. For Edinburg, a 5'11 junior, number 35, Eric Gudmundson. For Divide County, a 5'10 senior, number 30, Kevin Bakke. At center for Edinburg, a 6 foot 4.5 inch senior number 33, Scott Goldseth. For Divide County, a 6 foot 4 inch senior number 34, Shane Molander. At the forwards for Edinburg, a 6'1 senior number 13, James Johannesson. For Divide County, a 6'2 sophomore number 24, Rob Stefanowitz. For Edinburg, a 6 foot senior number 21, Corey Laxdal. For Divide County, a 6 foot 3 inch senior number 42, Devin Stefanowitz. The head coach for Edinburg is Bill Lusensky. The head coach for Divide County, Barry Hagan. The officials for this game, from Dakota, Daryl Matichek. From Minot, John Thompson. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I call your attention to Section 4 of the Blue Riser seats, straight across from the scorer's table, where the governor of North Dakota will throw in the first ball. May I present the governor, George Sinner.
It's title time at State Class B basketball here at the Bismarck Civic Center. Tom, you're talking about how hot of a ticket this State Class B title game is. 7,500 brought the Civic Center attendance. Yesterday and all this morning, people are walking around with signs, sandwich billboards saying, I need tickets for tonight's game.
Well, yeah, and no doubt about a hot commodity. In fact, a lot of these seats were taken several weeks ago. People have been waiting for this moment. Well, it has finally arrived. And here we go, Divide County and Edinburg. Who will be number one? We'll know in a couple of hours. From the tip, it's Edinburg with the basketball. They'll start operating to our left in those familiar black uniforms. Long shot is fired up there. No good by Keith Goodmanson. And Divide County will set up shop to our right.
Edinburg wants to get their guards right into the action right away and see if they can hit that outside shot.
Molander goes baseline, takes the big guy up, gets the second shot and puts it in. How about that? Shane Molander showing no fears. He goes straight at Scotty Goldseth, and it's 2-0 in favor of Divide County.
Maroons right now want to go right after Scott Goldseth. Maybe get him into foul trouble right away before he has to take some time and sit on the bench for a while.
Here's Keith Goodmanson with a shot off the glass. That doesn't go, and Divide County looking to run again. There they go. There's Stefanowitz. That one rims out of there. Boy, talk about a quick pace already. Laxdal goes baseline. That shot is long, but he draws the foul.
Devin Stefanowitz picks up that one as Laxdal takes it right to the hoop on the baseline, and the senior Stefanowitz picks up his first personal. Check it out on the screen again, Tom. You see Laxdal on the drive on the baseline, and Stefanowitz picks him up with the hand foul. That's the first personal for Devin, also the first team foul for Divide County.
Both these clubs certainly love to run, and we've seen that already. The Spartans coming in averaging 85 points. And the Maroons not quite as high, but they'll pick it up and lay them down, too. They're up around 73 a game.
The Maroons of the past, though, when they had state tournament experiences, they had a slower down tempo, but this year they come in as a fast-paced tempo offense.
Laxdal gets the second free throw to drop. It's 2-1. Divide County, 7:05 left as we are just underway in the championship game for State Class B.
Defensively, both teams play man-to-man defense.
Baki will fire. This one is short off the rim. And we get a reaching in fall there. And
James Johannesson, I think, picks up that one.
No, I think it went the other way. I think Rob Stefanowitz gets the call.
I stand corrected. Yes, Rob Stefanowitz picks up his first personal.
And that is the second on the Divide County Maroons, so Edinburg will toss it in here. Lots of pressure again. We talked about what happened with that pressure from Divide County last night. It certainly turned the ballgame around against Glen Ullin. They were down by as much as 16 points, so this is a club that certainly doesn't quit on you.
During that third quarter, I think they put on a clinic on how to score offensively with the basketball and how to put the defensive pressure on a team. Picking up the foul there while Edinburg turns it over, but the previous play, Kevin Baki picked up his first personal, but the third team foul for Divide County.
That's right. The Maroons already picking up 3 fouls. Edinburg has yet to get one, but they did turn the ball over there, and that doesn't help. It's 2-1 in favor of Divide County. 6:41 left here in the first quarter. They go inside to Molander. There he goes, head-to-head again. Quite an impressive start for Shane Molander. He has 4 points, and Divide County leads it 4-1.
We talked earlier about the play of Shane Molander, how he had to go up against Mr. Basketball finalist throughout the tournament.
Yeah, back to back to back. He's run into some tough competition. Pete Erickson the first day, And then Gerving yesterday. Oh, there's the turnaround shot rolling in for Laxdal. So we always talk so much about Gultsev. Laxdal has all 3 points thus far. For Edinburg, it's 4-3 Divide County. Molander's shot won't go. There's a scramble for the rebound, and the Spartans come out with it.
Talk about Laxdal's play, averages 10 points a game, and he's got such a fine touch on the baseline turnaround.
Now they're in that man-to-man defense. Divide County will scratch and claw at you. Free throw line to Laxdal. There's the long-range jumper. Banging in there is James Johannesson. That's 5-4 in favor of Edinburg. 5:35 left here in the first quarter.
Spartan bench has to feel good right now because the guards and the forwards are connecting from the outside, and that makes Scott Gultsev open inside.
Meanwhile, they pick up their first foul as Corey Laxdal is ticketed with this one.
A foul on number 21, Corey Laxdal.
That's the first team foul now for Edinburg.
Rob Stefanowicz will toss it in. He gets it into Baki. They'll set up the offense. We'll see a lot of man-to-man defense in this one. Both clubs like it. Baki holds the ball high inside the Molander. He goes over Gultsev again. This time it doesn't drop, though.
Just standing in the lane, Gultsev is an intimidating, just a factor right there alone. It makes you think twice about a shot.
There's that first shot by Gultsev. It rims out of there. So far, he's been pretty quiet. And we have played 3 minutes of the first period. Rob Stefanowicz almost loses control of it, but sets it up to Kevin Tomty. Divide looks inside. Instead, Baki goes baseline. We get the block. And I think we got a foul, too, on the play as hitting him with the body was Eric Goodmanson.
Check it out again, Tom, on the screen. As Baki makes the nice baseline drive, he goes right up with it, but there's Goodmanson with the body contact underneath, but he had clean ball on the bottom.
These two Goodmanson boys are cousins, incidentally. Eric and Keith, both juniors. Baki's free throw good. So somebody has scored other than Molander now for Divide County, and the game is tied at 5.
Baki from the free throw line is 69% shooter, so he's almost automatic.
Second one also good. So it's 6-5. 4:51 left here in the first quarter as we get that full court pressure again for Divide County, which has been so effective throughout the tournament. There's the cross court pass to Gultsev. He goes up and in. Oh, wow.
Continuation on the play, and that bucket will count. But it's an offensive charge against Gultsev.
Yeah, let's see it again, Greg.
Check it out. Molander tries the block right there. He sets himself up well, and Gultsev takes it right to the hoop and picks up the offensive charge.
So instead of a 7-6 Edinburg lead, it's still 6-5, and Gultsev is still looking for his first point. Here they come with that outlet pass again. Edinburg back on the attack. 4:25 left. They trail it 6-5. There's Gultsev. And this time he draws the foul. So he has yet to score, but now he will get his first appearance at the free throw line.
Shane Molander, Rob Stefanowicz teamed up on the guard against Scott Gultsev, and Rob Stefanowicz picks up the personal there. That's number 1 on him. Team foul, though, for Divide County. It's number 4, so 1 more, and Edinburg will be in the bonus situation.
I think I have Rob with 2 fouls now. Stefanowicz, he had
that's
that
right.
one earlier.
2 fouls.
So that's 4 now on Divide County, and going to the line, a familiar figure. First free throw is good.
From the free throw line, Gultsev 79%.
You didn't think we'd keep him off the board tonight, did you?
No, not at all.
Second one, no good. 4:21 left. We're tied at 6. Good start to this one, although neither club shooting particularly well in the early going.
Title game jitters, I think.
Baki with it. Long-range shot is fired up by Molander. He's off to a hot start. He has 6, and it's 8-6 Maroons.
Molander's having a fine tournament. Not only can he hit inside the paint from about 8 to 10, he can also hit the outside shot from 16.
There's the double teaming pressure. Almost had the 10-second call there, but Edinburg got away with it. But then we get the steal. Took it right away from Gultsev. Oh, nice quick pass. And reaching the ball was Lindsay, and now they'll set up the offense again. Tomty back to Molander. He got caught walking.
On that fast break pass when Darwin Lindsay got it on the baseline, the coach, Bill Lisinski, wanted a traveling call, but again, they got it from Shane Molander.
All right, we'll take our first break. 3:44 left. It's 8-6 Divide. There's some basketball going on elsewhere. Look at this from Fargo. North Dakota State over St. Joseph's 87-74 as the big gal, Dana Patsy, gets 28. That means the Bison are in the Final Four, and they just might host. And a little bit later on, we'll try and get an update on Concordia. They're playing St. John of Fisher, New York for the Division III women's title. So some great basketball in the Fargo-Moorhead area. Great basketball here, too, though, Greg Stein.
That's right. It would be nice to see a Final Four for Division II in Fargo-Moorhead area. As Bismarck Civic Center right now, the host of the State B, and it's an exciting title game. Both teams starting out kind of jittery basketball. The shooting is not all that great, but I know they're going to settle down.
That time Goldseth misses, but there's Eric Goodmanson to follow with his first bucket. So a cold start for Goldseth, who pumped one up from three-point land that time.
Goodmanson averaging 12 a game. He gets his first 2 of the evening.
And the ball goes off the hands of Molander, rolls out of bounds, and it will belong to Edinburg. 3:06 left, 8-8.
Last touched by Tomty on that one, but Divide County comes back with that full-court trap man-to-man press.
And apparently the ball touched the line, so it will belong to Divide County. Again, that pressure paying off.
That's right. Barry Hagan, he wants to keep them just off their guard and try to get them unsettled and make them back down the other direction, set up their offense, and they got a fast-paced tempo. Maybe he can work on the baseline or inside.
They get it into Baki, back to Tomty. Well, that's Molander with it. I would guess Barry Hagan's got to be awfully pleased thus far to have held Scott Goldseth to 1 point.
Meanwhile,
2:52 left.
Edinburg goes back to a zone defense now after starting out man-to-man.
They mixed it up last night, too, with some success. And there's the rebound by Laxdal as they come back the other way. Eric Goodmanson. We've seen that pass from him before. Oh, nice layup, but it rims out of there as Laxdal put a little bit too much mustard on it. And then we get the whistle.
That's right, a foul right before the shot, and that goes against Kevin Tomty. Tomty picks up his first personal, but you're talking about the 1-on-1 situation, but this is a 2-shot foul. Laxdal is just going up with the shot. Take a look at it again, Tom. You see right there Laxdal on the offensive board. Tomty reaches in, tries to strip the ball, but gets the hand contact.
Laxdal, a 56% free throw shooter. He's had himself a pretty good tournament. Knew I shouldn't have said that.
Now we have an over the back call on Devin Stefanovich as he was going after the defensive board. And sitting at the line right now for Edinburg will be James Johannesson.
And Divide County getting themselves into some foul trouble already. Devin Stefanowicz with 2, Rob has 2, Kevin Tomty 1, and Kevin Baki has 1. So this is Johannesson with his first appearance at the charity stripe. It is up and in.
Second in the ball game for Divide County, number 50 for the Maroons, Carl Carlson, a junior at 6'3", and Devin Stefanowicz, as you mentioned, Tom, with 2 personals, taking a breather on the bench.
We haven't seen much of Carl Carlson in this tournament as yet, but with that kind of height, I'm not surprised they want to use him against Edinburg with a guy like Goldseth in there. Second free throw good. So Johannesson converts a couple. It's 10-8 Edinburg by 2.
Edinburg comes back now with the man-to-man defense.
Carlson had his first look at the basketball. Tomty will fire from about 15. No good. There's Goldseth for the rebound. Still looking for that first basket. He'll stop and pop from 15. He's cold thus far. And Divide County back to racehorse basketball. Darwin Lindsay. Now they'll set it up. Back up top it comes to Tomty.
They're going to try to go in, I guess, to Shane Molander if they can, and try to take it against Scott Goldseth, see if they can pick up a couple of personals against him.
Nice little move, and it rims out of there off the glass as Darwin Lindsay could not convert. And Edinburg has the basketball and the lead, 10-8. We're down to 1:52 left in the first quarter. This for the state Class B championship. Maroons come in 22-3. Edinburg 25-1. And another whistle. This time it's for traveling. It's falling down on the play was Darwin Lindsay.
Divide County, no stranger to the state Class B tournament. They won it all back in '82, but they had appearances here in '87 and '88.
There's Laxdal. That one is long off the board. Carl Carlson doing some hard work in there. And Divide has the ball. I'm kind of surprised we haven't had more scoring in this one. It's just 10-8 with 1:27 left.
Nice call, both teams.
Molander's shot is short. Here comes Goodmanson, or Goldseth, I should say, and he loses control of it, but we get the whistle.
That's right. Kevin Tomty picks up his second personal as he's trying to make the steal on Goldseth, and we have a timeout on the floor, Tom.
Timeout with 1:21 left. It is Edinburg 10 and Divide County 8. And as I said earlier, Greg, I'm kind of surprised we haven't had more scoring, but I would guess it's because, number 1, Scott Goldseth is cold. Number 2, Divide County is not necessarily running all the time. They're taking their time. They're trying to get into the transition game from time to time, but they seem more content now to set up that half-court offense of theirs as we get a good look at Barry Hagan and company.
That's right. The last replay you saw right there on the screen was that fall by Kevin Tomty as Goldseth is trying to bring the ball down, and Tomty went in for the steal but picks up the hand contact, and Lancaster, Minnesota even pops in at the Bismarck Civic Center. Edinburg has a cheering section from out of state.
I would guess we have viewers all over, not only North Dakota, but Minnesota tonight, and we hope you're enjoying the action. We had a dandy third-place game, that's for sure. Glen Ullin hanging on to beat Hankinson 73-72. If you missed it earlier today, 7th place went to Hillsborough. The Burros taking care of the Clippers of Strasburg 73-48, and 5th place went to the Cardinals of Carrington. They beat the Honkers of Kenmare 51-36.
Talking to Nate Munson after that Carrington win, he said at the beginning of the season, offensively the team averaged around 50 points a game, but he said midway through the season we started to gel and we got up to 70, 75 points a game. But 51 tonight against a good Kenmare, against a good Hankinson, I shouldn't say a Kenmare club, they're going to take that win.
And I tell you what, I thought that Carrington impressed me as one of the finest teams in this tournament. The only loss, of course, coming in the first round, that tight one to Hankinson. All right, here's Goldseth again. Free throw good. Goldseth, 12 of 14 from the free throw line coming into this ball game. He now has his third free throw, still looking for his first bucket, though. And it's 12-8. That's the biggest lead for Edinburg.
Checking in for Divide County during that time, I was Jason Keller, a sophomore at 5'6", and he's running the club at the top of the key.
Molander came up top. Now it's out to Carl Carlson. Lindsay will cast. That one is hard off the rim, and there's Goldseth with another rebound.
Talked about the coach shooting. I think during that timeout, I think both coaches right now said, just settle down. We got a lot of time left here. Let's just try the shots, and they'll start to fall for both teams.
Down to 50 seconds left in the first quarter. There's Goldseth. We knew that had to come sooner or later. You let him alone on the baseline, and he'll convert. Edinburg starting to pull away just a tad here. It's 14-8.
There's a mismatch underneath as Bakke up against Goldseth, and the height advantage definitely Edinburg, and he took it right to the hoop.
Now they go inside. The ball rolls off the foot of Lindsay, and coming back the other way is Keith Goodmanson. He'll stop and shoot. That one is long off the rim, and there is Eric on the other side.
His foot touched the line when he came down with the offensive board, so turnover, and it goes back Divide County's way.
27 seconds left. Let's see if Divide just goes for one now. I think they will. They'll take their time. They trail it only by 6. Molander up top, looks inside, down to 15 seconds left. Carl Carlson has it. Over to Bakke. They better hurry. It's down to 6 seconds left. Nice feed into Molander. He goes head-to-head with Goldseth and draws the foul.
That's what they want to do, to get Goldseth in foul trouble. Shane Molander takes her right against Scott Goldseth, and he almost got the bucket to drop, too, but he picks up the personal there on Scott Goldseth, and that is his second, so they got him now with 2 fouls here in this first quarter.
And quickly, they send in Corey Johnson to give Goldseth a rest with only 5 seconds left in the quarter, and that makes sense.
Take a look at it again as they feed inside to Molander. Molander goes up, and Goldseth hits him on the arms. And 2 fouls against Goldseth, and Molander doesn't convert the first one.
An interesting fact about Shane Molander, he shoots 61% from the field, only 59 from the free throw line, and you see why there. So down to 2 seconds left, and I think this is going to do it. They won't even get a shot up here. We are at the end of the first quarter, and so far it's Edinburg on top with only 5 points from Scott Goldseth. So far, some chilly stats to report at the end of 1 quarter of play. Divide County just 3 of 13, 23% from the field. Edinburg not much better, 4 of 13, 31%. I don't think we really expected that, Greg.
That's right. Now, I think you're going to see both teams settle down as Molander tries to go to the hoop. He picks up the turnover on the traveling violation. But the post-tournament celebration continues tomorrow for Edinburg, despite their finish here tonight, either first or second. All Spartan fans are invited to a welcome home reception for the Spartans at approximately 5 o'clock tomorrow at the Spartan Gym. Now, our caravan will form at the junction of Highway 17 and 32 to escort the team to town, Tom.
I'm sure they'd love to be taking that first-place trophy home with them. Right now, it looks pretty good as we get our first three-pointer. Keith Goodmanson connecting, and now it's 17-8, 9-point lead for Edinburg.
This is where Divide County's got to stay right here in the game. They need to score in a couple of times down the floor, and we got another fall inside, and I think that goes against Keith Goodmanson outside as Tomke wanted to drive the lane.
That's Keith's first. We just saw the first three-pointer of the ball game, and an interesting stat there as well. The Maroons came into this thing hitting 11 three-pointers in the tournament in a couple of games. That is pretty impressive. 5 from Devon and 3 from Rob Stefanowicz, but instead it's Edinburg getting the first one tonight.
And during the regular season, Lindsay was 21 of 34 from three-point line for the Divide County.
Tomte's second free throw also good, so he's 2 for 2 from the line, and that cuts the lead down to 7, 17-10. Get that full court pressure again from Divide. Now they drop back. Goodman's will cast from the free throw line. That is short off the rim. There's Robb chasing the ball down, and it is kicked out of bounds, and it will belong to Edinburg.
That's right, last touch by Scott Goldstedt. It bounced off the back of his foot, so the Maroons, they need to convert on this one to try to cut that lead down to maybe 5 or 4 if they can hit from the outside on a three-pointer.
Tomte goes inside. There's the quick hands again of Goldstedt, though. He just does so many things so well. There's that left-handed quick pass again from Eric Goodmanson. Shot rims out of there, though, and Divide County will come back.
They need some scoring right now from Rob Stefanowicz and Devin Stefanowicz. They're ice cold. There's Devin now from the outside.
Devin's shot doesn't go either, as both clubs are still ice cold. Oh, they could have called him for walking there as Keith Goodmanson kind of straddled his feet as he went up for the ball, and then finally they do call him for the violation.
A double dribble in that one. He knocked the ball down there when Goldstedt threw that quick outlet pass, and then he started dribbling again, so it's a double dribble violation against Edinburg.
6:39 left in the half, 17-10 Edinburg. So far, a low-scoring affair, and we didn't expect that. And we get another kicking the ball, so again, the ball belongs to Divide County.
They wanted to work inside. They wanted to go back into Molander and see if they can collect a third personal against Scott Goldstedt. It's a good matchup underneath. Molander doing a fine job against the state basketball finalists.
And the senior Darwin Lindsay checking in for the senior Kevin Bakke. There's Molander. And is that going to be another foul? No. Apparently they called him for the violation. I thought for a moment they were going to call another foul on Goldstedt, and that could have been really critical. 3 fouls. He only has 2 at this point, but 6:26 left. Oh, there's the steal. The pressure pays off. Lindsay shot, and it rims in there. Didn't look real pretty, but it went down. Edinburg by 5 now.
He just tossed that one out, but he got the friendly roll of the rim, but it cuts it down to 5, and that's what Divide County wanted.
Eric Goodmanson loves to dribble with that left hand. He's quick. Back up top to Keith. They go inside to Goldstedt. Loves that baseline jumper. So far, he's had all kinds of troubles connecting, though. Still has just 1 basket in the game and 5 points.
He's got great hang time when he's up in the air. If one play is not there, he'll go the other direction with it.
Into the corner. There's the baseline. Tomte. Back up top. Long-range shot by Lindsay is good. So there's that three-pointer. They now have a dozen in the tournament, and that'll get them right back in the ball game.
We talked about it earlier, 21 of 34 for 55% during the regular season to a three-point range. He also won the Region 7 title with that big bucket over Ray now to get here to state.
That he did. It's 17-15, 5:34, and here comes Divide with a chance to tie as Edinburg throws the ball away. Devin goes up. Oh, nice shot. Rob Stefanowicz makes that. He gets the bucket and draws the foul.
That's right. A great job by Rob Stefanowicz leading the fast break for Divide County. The fall also, we get to check it out on the replay. Look at the pass there from Devin Stefanowicz down to brother Rob. Rob takes it right to the hoop, and James Johannesson picks up the personal.
All right, we'll be right back. Like last night, Divide County has rallied from a deficit this time, not quite as large a mountain to climb. They were down 16 last night and came back to win. This time they were trailing 17-10, and now it's 17-all.
We talked about it in the pregame. If they get some scoring from Devin and Rob Stefanowicz and from the outside from Darwin Lindsay, I think Divide County matches up against Edinburg just excellent, and so they have a chance to come away with the state Class B title.
As we said, they have to be very pleased that so far Mr. Goldstedt has been ice cold.
That's right, and he has 2 personal fouls, too, so that's a factor right there to consider.
17-all, 5:22 left here in the first half. Edinburg with the basketball. There's Goldstedt. Cross court it comes. Oh, they leave him alone. Corey Johnson says, I'll take the shot, but he can't convert. Now it comes back the other way to Lindsay. And Rob Stefanowicz gives it over to Kevin Tomte. Now they look inside. There's the baseline jumper. That one rims out of there for Lindsay, and taking the rebound down was Corey Johnson.
On the transition game, Divide County can run it well, so can Edinburg. They don't win just to hold it up and let everybody come down again. But Edinburg had a 2-on-2 break, but they decided to hold it up on that one.
Goldstedt trying to go off the glass. He's really having some problems thus far. Tomte on the fast break. There's the pass to Lindsay. Nice outlet move there, and they get the bucket. And Divide County has jumped on top with a 9-point spurt. They lead at 19-17.
We talked about the transition game. If Divide County sees it, they're going to take it right to the hoop.
And Goldstedt You had to figure he would convert sooner or later. He gets one there. Only his second bucket of the game. He has 7 points. It's 19 all. And the baseline move doesn't go for Stefanowicz. And then we get the foul on Tomty as he got caught off balance. He's unhappy with himself, but he knows he committed the foul.
Checking in for Tomty now is Jason Keller. Keller, a sophomore at 5'6", and Tomty now has 3, so that's something to consider there. Tomty's the quarterback of the club. He leads the fast break all the time when they all their passes.
And they run that 1-4 flex offense so well, and as you said, he's really the quarterback out there. Free throw is no good, though, as Corey Johnson can't convert, and we're still tied at 19.
Now you're seeing the tempo pick up here in the second quarter. After being ice cold in the first quarter, both teams are coming out, and they're starting to rip the nets a little bit.
They have Jason Keller in there now running the offense. That's Molander with his shot. He's having troubles as well. They come back 3-on-2. Let's see what happens. Divide County gets back nicely on defense, so Edinburg will set up shop. 3:41 left. Long-range shot. That rims out of there. And we get another whistle.
Corey Johnson going after the offensive board and hits the back of Devin Stefanowicz, and Johnson picks up his first personal. And checking back into the ball game for the Spartans is number 11, this junior at a 5'11", Keith Goodmanson. But Johnson gets number 1, and he sits down on the bench for a bit.
So Devin Stefanowicz will make an appearance at the free throw line, shoots 73%. He averages 10 points a game. He had 7 against Kenmare, but then added 14 against Glen Ellyn. So he's right around his average.
He had a strong game last night. He also grabbed 9 boards and that big win.
He converts both of these as Divide County continues to shoot very well from the free throw line. Came into this game 31 of 43.
Back in for the Maroons, Kevin Bakke, and taking a breather on the bench is Jason Keller. And Divide County comes back with that trap full court press.
Goodmanson penetrates, puts it up off the glass. That's Eric, and that is no good. And Divide County comes back. They lead at 21-19, so they could actually go up by 4 here, and they do. That's Rob Stefanowicz getting his second basket of the game. 4 points. It's 23-19.
For being 6'2", he can really have the outside shooting touch. He can bomb the three-pointer as we saw earlier in the first round game, and now he can hit right from 18 feet out.
Well, so far, I guess we are finding out that Scott Gulfseth is indeed human. There's a lot of basketball left to play, that's for sure. And meanwhile, Edinburg continues to get some contributions from other people as James Johannesson now has 6 points. It's 23-21.
Johannesson and Laxdal are doing a great job while Gulfseth is ice cold from outside. They're coming back and they're converting for Edinburg.
Lindsay's shot is short. Oh, there's quick defense by Lindsay. That would have been the easy triple basket there for James Johannesson. Instead, Divide County has the ball. Molander. Gulfseth basically giving him that free throw line shot, and why not? He hasn't been real warm thus far, and now Gulfseth comes up with a steal.
Bad pass there by Lindsay. He went below the knees into Shane Molander, and Gulfseth picked it away with the big hands.
So far, Molander doing a nice job on Gulfseth. Free throw line jumper rims out of there for Keith Goodmanson.
Eric Goodmanson gets called at the reach and in foul as Darwin Lindsay pulls down the defensive board. And now for Goodmanson, that's his second personal. Substitution in for Divide County. Jason Keller getting ready to check back in. Also checking in for Edinburg. Number 13 for the Spartans, I should say, James Johannesson.
Corey Johnson just checked in as well. 2:13 left here in the first half. And Lindsay rims one out of there. That was long, and we get the foul over the back. As Gulfseth is such a looming figure down underneath there, and he is just tough to stop. He gets up so high, too. He's a heck of a jumper as well at 6'5".
The guy that picked up the personal just sitting down on Divide County's bench, Devin Stefanowicz.
And that's his third. So now we have Tomty and Devin Stefanowicz with 3 fouls. So Divide County already in some trouble. Well, maybe Scott Gulfseth has the chilly hand from the outside, but he still can shoot the free throws.
Well, 79% shooter during the regular season, and when every coach likes to see a member of the team shoot around 70 to 75, and you're exceeding that at 79.
He's converted his 5th free throw now, and the ball game is tied again, 23-all. Down to the final 2 minutes of the first half. This is for the state Class B title. Inside it goes Molander. Oh, he takes Gulfseth to the cleaners on that one. Nice move by Molander.
A nice double fake up there, and Gulfseth didn't want to leave his feet, but then all of a sudden Molander went up with a third try, and He also almost picked up the fall on that one.
Nice bounce pass into Laxdal. Oh, it wouldn't fall, but he draws the foul.
Great move there by Laxdal as Kevin Bakke picks up the fall. Bakke left his feet, and he picks up the personal there, and I think that is number 2 on Kevin Bakke. Take a look at it again. You'll see Goodmanson with the pass across court. Laxdal gets it, a nice fake underneath. It goes up with the double pump, and Bakke picks up the second personal on the body contact.
Laxdal's free throw is good. So Divide County has 4 people with fouls. 2 of them have 3. The Devin Stefanowicz and Kevin Tomte with 3, and 2 for Rob and Kevin Bakke. Good look at the 6-foot senior, and a nice job at the free throw line for Corey Laxdal. So he has 5 points. It's 25 all.
Back and forth in the second quarter. The tempo is starting to pick up for both teams, and both teams are starting to find the hoop, too.
Jason Keller goes inside. Molander this time can't get it as he tries to swing up the hook. The follow is no good either from Stefanowicz. Still getting some cold shooting from both clubs. 1:25 left, 25 all. They leave him open. He can't connect. That was James Johannesson. The follow is no good either. Getting an air ball there. And Bakke comes back the other way.
Rob Stefanowicz partially blocked Johnson's shot there inside the lane. Molander all alone.
And Goldseth, I think, just fell asleep there as Molander was left wide open. He's having himself a pretty good first half. He has 10 points. It's 27-25 Maroons.
Averages 18 a game, having a great tournament going up against Mr. Basketball finalist. He has 10, as Tom mentioned.
Laxdal doing some more hard work as he penetrates. And we get the jump ball in the alternate possession, which will belong to Edinburg.
Checking in now for Edinburg, number 35 for the Spartans, Eric Goodmanson, and taking a breather on the bench, Corey Johnson.
Eric Goodmanson will toss it in. And they swing it around. Now he'll take the jumper. That is long. And Rob Stefanowicz is there to corral it. Down to 43 seconds left. Divide County with the ball and the lead. 27-25. Biggest lead, 7 points. That was for Edinburg. Now they get the steal. This is, oh, Goodmanson is stripped of the ball. Nice defensive work there.
Jason Keller had the turnover on the other end as he tried to pass it over to Lindsay. But then all of a sudden on the backside of the court with the quick hands of Jason Keller. Watch this now. You'll see this Edinburg take it down to the floor as Eric Goodmanson takes it right to the hoop. Now watch Keller come in with the quick hands, just pound it right out of the hands.
Apparently caught him with a bit of the body, though, so they call the foul, and converting quickly is Eric Goodmanson. He has 3 points now. It's 27-26.
At least they can let him earn him at the free throw line.
And he does just that, makes them both. So we've had good free throw shooting for the most part, but not so good shooting from the outside. 27 all now, and 27 seconds left in the first half. Lots of 2-7s up on the board. Bakke with it. Oh, he almost loses control of it. Now he regains it. He's tied up. And we get the 5-second call.
That's right. Turnover against Divide County, and they did a great job of man-to-man defense there by Edinburg as they create the turnover.
So the Spartans, I would guess, will go for one now. They have looked over at the bench, and Bill Usinski says, yeah, we'll be content with a tie or maybe a 2-point lead. 10 seconds left. They better set it up quickly. They're looking inside for you-know-who. The pass is no good. So instead, taking the jumper outside is Johannesson. He can't get it to fall, and that is going to do it. We have reached the end of one half. You can't get much tighter than that, Greg. 27 all, Divide County and Edinburg battling for the state Class B title. We'll be right back with halftime entertainment.